Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's platform meeting. This is a bit of a smaller group this week. Our community managers are at the Balkans meetup in Bucharest. So let's have a look at our agenda then. We have action items from last week, and I'm putting the agenda in the #SUMO channel. All right. First item is Kadir and Joni to figure out next steps for the collapsible sections user story. So we met last week about this, and we have decided to stop the implementation as it was because there were too many issues with it, and the replacement that we had in mind wouldn't have worked. So Joni is going to have another look at this, and then once we know what we actually want to implement, we're just going to put that on the backlog for the 25% time. Luckily, this is just a small chunk of the whole article page redesign, so it shouldn't be a big issue. That's the first point. The second point was Kadir and Joni to follow up on internal search analytics. We did that, and we have a number of metrics that we want to record moving forward. So I'm thinking that this is probably a discussion for a smaller round. I added a few comments to the things that Joni would like to record, but I'm thinking that Mike, Joni, and me should probably have a look at this maybe after this meeting, and anybody who is interested, of course, so we can make a decision on how we actually want to record those things. Most of it should be fairly straightforward. And then the last one was for Michal to post the Elasticsearch upgrade to the contributor forums. I'm guessing he did that. We also mentioned that last week in the, or this Monday in the community meeting. All right, that's action items from last week. Then we still have the roundtable. Again, we are a little bit over the middle of Q2 now. So still accepting proposals for Q3. If you have any, please let me know. I would like to have a first draft next week. So far, the Q3 is still wide open.
Launch iOS Q3.
Sorry, what's that? I only heard
we'll
launch iOS.
For iOS in Q3. 100% guaranteed. Otherwise, I'm returning my stuff to Apple.
Oh, okay. So then it's guaranteed. Okay.
So that's one item for the Q3, just to make sure. I know it's annoying that I keep saying this, but it's a simple thing, so just put it on there.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything that we need to do anymore for that besides switching it on. So if there is anything, we should look at that, and we should put it on the roadmap. And if anybody else has something, please contact me this week, like in the next 7 days, so I can come up with a draft roadmap for the next platform meeting. That's my request for you. I'm actually going to put that down as an action item from next week. Okay. All right. So that was the roundtable. Anything else we should be talking about there? If not, we can move on to the roadmap items.
Next week? We're having a meeting next week, right? It's just Monday's a holiday for the Americans. Is that right?
So nothing is changing for this meeting, but yeah, I think it's a holiday for the U.S. but also for Germany, which is kind of rare. So I mean Monday. Yeah.
All right, it'll be Vesper I get it.
Really, it's not a holiday in Spain. Wow, I'm surprised.
I have no idea.
Anyway,
Actually.
anyway, so moving on to the round map items. The first one, iOS on SUMO. Yeah, like I said, all the work there is done. So we're just waiting for the signal to switch it on, which I'm now hearing is probably going to be Q3. So that's okay. We've done the work early.
Hey,
Nothing wrong with
you have the
being
meeting.
prepared early.
Yep.
Next item then is Buddy Up for desktop. So last week I told you that it's a bit unclear what's going to happen with that. So we met about this between Madalena, Hermine, and me to have another look at what's going on there. Still not completely clear because as far as I know, we still haven't made a decision on the 38.5. But in case it goes out as planned, what we are going to do is we are going to stick to the project plan. It's just that we will have to shift everything by I think about 6 weeks or so. So in the end, what's going to happen is that we are going to do we are moving forward with the implementation, and we are going to do the testing this quarter. At least we're going to start with it. Because we don't know how much time we will actually need for that, like how many people can we talk to, what kind of data are we going to get back, how long is it going to take to get enough data to make any, to analyze it. So in either case, it's not going to happen in this quarter. So what we're going to do this quarter is start the testing. And then in the next quarter, we are hopefully going to do the analysis and then come up with a project plan based on the data that we get, and maybe roll it out to everyone, or make another decision about that feature. So that's the plan for this quarter. And yeah, so we totally depend on screen sharing being rolled out to Firefox end users. If everything goes to plan, it should be rolled out. If everything goes to the changed plan, it should be rolled out at 38.5. And if not, we are expecting it in the version after that. And we can only start the testing once this is rolled out. That's the external dependency. All right. Next, any questions about that? Yeah, I mean, nothing really has changed. The project plan is still the same, and we're just delaying this until we have actually rolled out the screen sharing. All right. Next one is the article page redesign. So for this, yeah, the user stories are actually implemented. No, not mostly. Am I on the wrong page here? No. The user stories are implemented now. And as I just said, we have rolled back one of the user stories, which is the collapsible sections.
Oh.
So Joni, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you finish your point.
I wanted to ask you if you had a chance to already look at the related articles implementation, the manually curated related article, because
Yes.
Mike actually showed me what they did. I think it's pretty cool. Incremental search to add related articles.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I've actually started adding it to a few articles, and I'm going to keep doing that. And I shared it with the contributors as well, so I'm encouraging people to go ahead and add related articles.
Awesome.
I noticed one thing. So I wasn't sure if it was still being worked on, but with the See More Topics part, when I click on Android, I'm getting a 404. So I don't know if you were done working on that one.
Yeah, as far as we know, it's done. And even if we weren't done, we don't push broken pages to production on purpose.
Okay.
So can you send me a link to an article that does that?
Sure. I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, if you have a bug like that, Joni, if you see anything like that, just ping me or Mike, and we can either roll it back or come up with a fix for it and push that to production. But yeah, broken pages are definitely not part of the philosophy here. That's why we do it on staging usually. Push it to staging first. cool. So yeah, for now we are done with this part of the roadmap. So the next part is the unified Ask a Question page. So we're getting closer for that. Hopefully this week we will finish up with the UX and the acceptance criteria for that. Because we have to, essentially, because next week this should go into the sprint. So unfortunately I wasn't able to talk to Madalena today, but hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, we hopefully we have something that we can share next week about this. We have already started looking at the data for the pages that we are going to replace, and it very much looks like we are actually targeting the pages that where we are losing the most people. So this is going to be beneficial. Like removing those parts is going to be beneficial to the overall flow and the overall click-through rate for the Ask a Question flow. But the actual UX and the acceptance criteria are still to follow. Okay. Next thing that we have on the agenda, the mobile product page redesign. So Joni already started with the UX for this, and you can see the mockup directly linked from the meeting notes. And I'm also putting this in SUMO for everyone to see.
Yeah, my blink reaction is pretty cool. Let's see what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, just so you know, like, I mean, if you click through, you will also see this on the project page, what the goals are for this. But one of the things was that search was essentially hidden, and this is now displayed, like it's more prominent, and a few other things as well. But you can see the details on the project page. So we should go through the next steps for this is actually agreeing on the user stories that we want to implement, and then deciding on the UX, and moving forward from there. So this is I think slated for the sprint 11, if I'm not completely mistaken. So that should be in 2 weeks from next Tuesday. Next one, yeah. So this is just here because it was originally in the roadmap. Search quality, all the items are implemented. All the initiatives that we wanted to have are implemented. Okay. Someone should probably mute. They have a lot of noise in the background if someone is talking. Anyway, okay. So yeah, that's all the roadmap items that we have. So still to go into production this sprint is unified Ask a Question page and the mobile product page redesign. And it seems like we're very much on track with that. So we shouldn't have too many problems, or barring any unforeseen issues, we should be pretty good. We are on track and be able to land what we wanted to land. And if there are there any questions, feedback, anything for the roadmap items? Not? We can move forward to the specific bug discussions. So we have two things there. One is about Elasticsearch. Actually, what was my question? So Mike, I couldn't actually see that from that bug that's linked there. Did that happen yesterday?
Yeah, that happened yesterday. It went better than expected. We actually only had a downtime of maybe a few moments because when the new servers came back online, they already had all of our data. So we re-indexed anyways, which no one noticed, and overall it went much better than expected, and now we can kind of move forward with some technical things, which is nice. Okay.
Yeah, no, see that actually an independent bug. So the only reason this is still open is because we are waiting to see if there's any fallout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
make it out there.
And I'm not sure if I mentioned, but this upgrade actually affected 3 different sites. It was Input, SUMO, and someone else. But so it affected more than just us.
MDN?
I don't think MDN has their own cluster, I think. It was Mozillians that was affected.
All right.
As far as I know, no one had any problems.
Thank you for the update, Mike, and that's really great to hear. Then we have counters on LTNN dashboard. So this is a bug that we talked about in the community meeting on Monday that Michal brought up. It was about counters on the LTNN dashboards not matching up. So it turns out there is actually an underlying issue that goes deeper than what we've been seeing so far. We have a bug in the current sprint to fix that issue once and for all. And hopefully, after that, once the bug is done, we won't be seeing any template, at least no template count issues anymore, which we are thinking is probably accounting for almost all of the counting issues that we've been seeing recently. So yeah, that's hopefully going to be fixed, and then for good. We don't rely on contributors getting certain things right anymore then, once that is fixed. And that is the last item I can see on the agenda. Is there any last minute stuff that we should talk about? If not, this could be a very short meeting. Okay, and that's it. Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to mention to Joni that problem you found with the 404. Rayhan found the problem and has submitted a pull request, and I'm approving it now. So that should be fixed very shortly.
Great.
Perfect. Should always be like that.
Yeah. It was a very easy thing. It was pretty easy to tell what was going on once we saw it.
All right. So I think so. Mike and Joni, if you still have time, if you could stick around and if you could go through the search metrics, that would be really great.
Yeah.
And anybody else, feel free to stick around. But this isn't part of the platform meeting anymore. So I'm going to stop the recording for that.
This is a goal thing you're going through?